Welcome back to Mimi's Organic Eats. My name is Mimi, and today I'm going to show you guys how to crumb coat a cake. In case you didn't know, I owned a bakery for over 10 years, and we sold tons and tons and tons of cakes. So I've taught so many employees how to crumb coat a cake with no baking experience at all. And I can't wait to teach you too. If you want to improve your cake baking skills, crumb coating a cake is definitely something that you need to know how to do. Crumb coating a cake is for any kind of layer cake that you're going to decorate afterwards. And all crumb coating is a thin layer of frosting in between all the layers of cake and around the whole cake. And what it does is it seals in the crumbs. This allows you to put the final frosting coat on your cake without any crumbs. And this is what gives cakes beautiful presentations. So you can use these tips and tricks to crumb coat any layer cake recipe that you want, but I hope you use one of mine, and I'll link some of my favorite cake recipes in the description. So today I just have a simple vanilla cake with vanilla frosting. And the first thing that you want to do when you're crumb coating your cake is make sure that you chill your cake layers in the fridge for like 10 to 15 minutes. You want them to be somewhat chilled, but definitely not frozen, because that will freeze your frosting as you're trying to frost it. So you just want a chilled cake layer. And chilled cake layers help so much when crumb coating the cake because you'll have less crumbs in general. Also, when you're crumb coating your cake, you want to work with a cake turntable. This is also known as a cake spinner, and this can be a plastic one, it can be a metal one, it can be a marble one. They all work. Whatever you can find is going to be perfect. And so the first step in crumb coating your cake is going to get that first cake layer on your cake spinner. So if you're gonna take your cake somewhere, like to a friend's house for a party, you wanna use a cake round before you start putting together your cake. Now, this part is optional, but it's kind of necessary for moving the cake off of the cake turntable. And so if you're going to use a cake round, you want to tape this down first, and then you're gonna put your cake on top. And so when you tape this down, there's a trick to doing it. And so my top trick for taping down your cake round is going to be using 2 strips of tape. So the first one, you're going to fold just like this. And then you're going to put it on the back of your cake round. Then you're going to get one more just like it. Fold it up again like double stick tape. Now, the trick is you want to put this in the opposite direction of the first one. So, do you see how these are going in the opposite direction? One's going horizontal, the other one's going perpendicular. This is crucial because this is going to allow you to pull and push against the cake without just ripping this cake round right off the spinner. So you would place that down in the middle of your cake spinner just like that. And so if you're using a cake round, that's how you would set that up. If you're not using a cake round, you can totally skip this step. And I'm actually gonna rip this off because I don't need a cake round, so I'm gonna save this for when I do need it. And so if you're not using a cake round, then you would just skip that step. But the next step, even if you have your cake round, no cake round, is going to be to add a little bit of frosting on top of your spinner. And just a little bit here, and just put it right in the center. This is going to hold down that first cake layer. So once you remove your first cake layer from the cake pan, you want to place this bottom side down on your cake spinner. So why do you place it bottom side down? Bottom side down is important because when you bake your cake, you may have a little bit of a dome, or you may have your cake sink a tiny bit, just like this one did right here. And so you want to put it bottom side down because this is going to be totally flat. So this will put you flush against your cake round or against your cake spinner. So you can see how this is totally flush against the cake spinner. So that's what we want. That's why we go bottom side down first. So the next thing you're gonna do is add a little bit of frosting on top of your cake, and you're gonna spread it out evenly. And now some people will pipe this, and that's totally fine if you want to do that, but it's definitely not necessary. You can just use your cake spatula. Once you have your first cake layer and your first layer of frosting, then you're gonna get your next cake layer. And you're gonna put this one bottom side up. And you wanna do this bottom side up because this is the perfectly flat side. So then we are creating that stack of cake with perfectly flat tops. So you can see the cake is perfectly flat here, which is what we want. Now we're just gonna add a little bit of frosting and spread this out evenly, just like we did before. Now take your last cake layer and we're gonna put that right on top, bottom side up as well. And we want bottom side up because this is gonna create the perfectly flat cake on top. It's gonna prevent you from having to trim this layer cake. And so once we have our cake stacked, we're going to add a small bit of frosting around the sides and the top of the cake to hold in these crumbs. And when I say like a small amount of frosting, I definitely mean small. And this is one of the things that my staff always had the most trouble with when I was teaching people how to crumb coat a cake. You want less frosting than you think. Trust me on that. And I know that it's really hard to do when you're a beginner cake baker, but you definitely want as little frosting as you can possibly get on this crumb coat. And so I like to start on the sides and then go on to the top. You can do the top first and then the sides either way, but that's just my personal preference. And so when I say start with a little bit of frosting, I mean like as little as you can, because look at, we have all this frosting that's sticking out of the cake layers. We're going to use that too. So just grab a tiny bit and then start going around the edge of your cake. And the reason I like to do the sides first is I can kind of like wipe that extra frosting on the top of the cake like that. And if some gets on, then that's just gonna stay there. You want to just keep scraping the cake to make sure that you're getting all the frosting off that you possibly can and just a small amount is sticking. If you notice, I haven't added any more frosting onto my spatula yet, and I've almost completely covered the sides of the cake. This just shows you how little frosting you really need. And don't be afraid to put pressure on your cake. This is why we chill the cake layers ahead of time, because you need that pressure in order to be able to get that small amount of frosting on the cake. So as you can see, I've successfully crumb coated the sides of my cake. Now I'm just gonna do a little bit on the top. Like a little tiny bit. And whenever you're crumb coating the cake, you try not to stick your spatula back into the fresh frosting as little as possible to prevent crumbs from getting in there. So see, like I had a little extra, I'm just gonna leave it on the cake, even though I didn't really need it, but it's full of crumbs, and so I don't wanna put it back into the frosting. Make sure to remove crumbs from your cake turntable at this time as well, because we wanna get those off so that they're not gonna get onto the finished cake at all. So now you have successfully crumb coated a cake. So once your cake is crumb coated, then you can pop it in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. And this is going to let that crumb coat frosting set. And we want that to set and harden because that's what's gonna hold in all those crumbs. Then you can finish frosting your cake for a beautiful finish. If you want more baking tutorials, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me next time in the kitchen.